I've been shooting 35mm film photography for a couple of months now, and something happened. Every film photographer's biggest nightmare, a roll of film broke off the roll inside my camera. And it was a roll full of amazing photography shot on my favorite film stock, Cinestill 50D. What happened was, I shot all 36 exposures, so I pulled the little thing out, started twisting it back in, and then I felt a lot of resistance, and then I heard a pop. And I was like, what was that? What do I do? I don't know. Hopefully most of it got in there, right? I don't know what's happened. So, I was stupid. I'm actually gonna demonstrate on this one since this one has a roll of film in it. So, I was just here in my studio. I heard the pop. And I didn't know what to do. It was free spinning at this point. So, popped it open, looked inside, and right in here, the film rolled up and exposed to the light. So I quickly shut it as fast as I could. I went over to my film shelf, grabbed an opaque film canister, ran into my room, turned off all the lights, opened the camera back up, took out the film, twisted it up with my fingers, and shoved it in there. Now, this was the first time anything like this has ever happened to me while shooting on film. Most of the time it's been perfectly fine, no bad experiences, but this time, it broke inside the camera. So I was thinking, I'm sure that most of these photos are probably completely destroyed, and some of these were super amazing photos that I was really excited for. So I was quite sad, but I figured it was worth a try to take it, get it developed, and see what I got. So I gave them the black canister with my 36 exposures, hoping for the best. And a couple weeks later, I got this back. Now, some of these exposures were almost completely destroyed like these ones. Not super happy with them, but you know, what can you do? These were probably the ones that were directly exposed to the light. But to my excitement, some of the exposures that were deeper down were completely unaffected. You can see some of these photos here. They look incredible. I am so happy with these photos. And I'm really glad that they came out perfect. Even though the roll of film broke in the camera, I was sure they were all destroyed. But I had that little bit of hope that maybe some of them turned out okay. But these ones look amazing. And I'm so happy with them. But what I didn't expect was for the ones that were just under the ones that got completely destroyed to turn out this good. You can see the light leaks on the edges of the exposures, the amazing oranges, the beautiful way it just spills into the image just on the edges, and the fact that the images were taken at sunset just gives the photos an amazing look. I am genuinely so happy with these photos. They just have such a powerful feeling and presence to them. I have been loving shooting 35mm photography. It has been an amazing journey over this last year, and I am so glad I actually picked it up and started doing it and really committed. I've shot so many amazing photos on this camera and have had a pretty uneventful experience with it. Haven't had too many issues. Most of my photos turn out amazing. Honestly, I think it made those photos a little bit better. Maybe even a lot better. And yeah, it would have been cool to see what the photos might have looked like if they would have turned out perfect in a clinical sense. But I think the thing that actually makes these photos is the imperfection. Some of these photos turned out so perfect, but they were shot on 35mm film. It's genuinely impressive, and I really love this film stock, this camera, and this lens. This is a really sharp lens. It's incredible. I've definitely fallen in love with shooting on film, and most of the time, I prefer shooting film to digital. Every photo takes time to set up for. Every photo has so much meaning, and the imperfections give them character. They're not super clean. They're not perfect. They have imperfections. And that's why I love shooting on film.